Hey folks, this is Custom Chess for Roma Custom Bike, and you won't believe how happy I am to be able to bring you this two-part final episode of the series devoted to the Triumph Speed Triple Super Custom build. We have documented the entire process. In the first episode of this series, we took care of demolition and we rebuilt the tail end out of sheet metal. In the second episode, we looked at how to design and build some new parts for this very project, using some CAD software and a CNC machine. In the third episode, we took a look at the Arduino-based electronics that we have used to power the new accessories. And last but not least, in this two-part fourth episode, we'll take care of the paint job, assembly and unveiling the bike to the owner. So be sure to stay tuned and follow the links in the description to find all the episodes in this series. So now I've decided to document this build of a Triumph motorcycle for a couple of reasons. First, because this is Roma Custom Bike and not Roma Custom Harley. So we're not tied to a specific brand. Although my choice of ride is a Harley Davidson, I don't discriminate, and we're all brothers in the world of customs. The second reason is that I was very excited to work on a more street performing bike. I've been a biker since I was 14 years old. And I take my Harley Davidson to the limit, but let's be honest with ourselves, they ain't no performance machines. And last but not least, I wanted to make something different, and for this reason I have to thank my friend Christian.
L'idea è stata quella di contrastare praticamente la moda che c'è oggi, creare un race caffè che ti permette di fare un incontro carino con gli amici, classico da aperitivo, dentro città. Tutti i race caffè che abbiamo oggi non ti permetteranno mai di fare un'uscita di 300-400 km. L'idea era proprio quella, dare l'armonia di una lunga distanza, 2 curve, un po' di gas e quindi non censurare il gusto della guida, cosa che i race caffè, secondo me, da motociclista, diventano scomodi dopo X chilometri.
Our deadline was the Moto Days event, one of Italy's biggest motorcycles fair, and there's so much to do still. We have shortened the bike, making it a one-seater, so now the seat needs to be modified accordingly. This is kind of a very important detail because it will be the glue that keeps all the lines of this bike together, from the headlight to the tail one. We don't have time to commission a seat before the event, so I've decided to modify the original one for now. It will also be the perfect model for the final one that we'll commission after the event, so that the seat guy will know exactly what we need, or at least that's what I would think, no? Well, we'll talk about this later. For now, let's get started with our Frankenstein. We decided to keep the all-original front part of the seat so that it can match perfectly with the tank and the little plastic side pieces. Apparently, we are the only one that actually grasped that concept. But I don't want to start getting pissed off already, let's keep going for now. Once we took our measurements, Polski started cutting the seat pan, and as you can see, for Polski Rage, the grinder is the only cutting tool in the world. Since we changed the shape of the tail so much, we used a butane torch to bend and shape the plastic without cracking it. We have removed so much volume from the tail end of the bike that no matter how much remodeling we do to the pan, we still need to cut it to fit it. So we do some more cuts that will allow the reduction of width while maintaining the vertical sides we need to staple the cover's fabric. We add a few screws and now the side follows the curves nicely. So, while Polski works out the final details on the front portion of the seat, I start figuring out what to do with the back. And as you can see, it's quite a lot of work. Using an old soldering iron, I start rejoining the two parts by melting the edges together. And as always, I use a DIY method. The rear portion of the seat pan also needs a bit of flame to model the correct shape. And looking at it now, with all the work we have put into modifying this one, we probably could have made a new one from scratch. But as they say, hindsight is 20/20. Trial after trial, we keep going at it, trying to reach the desired look. And as you can see, the design calls for two sides going over the sheet metal work. Remember that detail, if you will. Anyway, the soldering gun method worked pretty well. After all, this will be covered with fabric and you won't see anything anymore. Just to be sure it will hold, I'm going to reinforce the structure with some metal braces and some rivets. And from the powder coming out of the rivet gun, it's clear that I haven't been using it for a while. Very well, shape-wise I think we're good. A bit more of cleanup and some structural reinforcement with some epoxy resin. And we can add the stud for the seat release system that we have salvaged from the initial demolition. Now we can take care of the foam. I like to use a regular kitchen knife for this. A walk in the park for people used to cut much tougher stuff. For the final touch, Polski Rage can't help himself but resort once again to the electric grinder. And I have to say, he's achieving some great results. It's now time to staple back the original fabric to the newly shaped seat pan. I think that the result is fine for the big event and definitely plenty of an example for whoever will be making the final seat and cover. Wouldn't you say? Well, that's what I thought, but we'll see. Oh, we will see. But in the meantime, with the seat done, we are pretty much done with the work that, let's say, I'm responsible for. So now we have to get to Christian's lab where we'll do the final details, including one of the most important things, the paint job. Before we go though, I would like to thank you as usual for your support. This is an independent production and we need all the help that we can get to keep bringing you quality content. Please hit the like button, share our video on your social networks so that we can reach more people, and please visit our site www.romacustomBike.com and check out all the new accessories that we've been producing, like the new exclusive custom footboards for many Harley-Davidson models, along with our shirts. Yes, this shirt. What better sharing if not the one in the real world? So, thank you very much and let's get back to work. We have arrived to Christian's lab and let me tell you, we have been all working our asses off to finish up the bike before delivery day.
Fino adesso sono stato coinvolto nel progetto, abbiamo discusso, progettato, ideato, sono stato presente nell'avanzamento lavori, però adesso qui subentra solo la mia parte. E qui subentro io con la mia arte.
With Jacek's help, we have been taking apart the handlebar controls so that we can install a brand new drag bar that will make the front even meaner. In the meantime, Gianmario is getting ready to paint the frame that we have cut and grinded to shape.
Ormai non abbiamo più tempo per smontare il telaglietto e quindi optiamo per una verniciatura chirurgica.
We have taken great care masking everything up real well so that only the frame will be coated. Please notice how light each pass of paint is. It almost looks like it's spraying plain air.
Cerco di dare mani più leggere possibili in modo da arrivare a un'intensità di colore giusta, intensa e pulita, in modo da ottenere il miglior risultato.
Some fine work from our friend Gianmario. After all, when you're dealing with the pros, all you can do is watch and learn. This is why I'm always happy to collaborate with other artists, because that's how I can discover new methods and new techniques and in turn show them to you, because this is what Roma Custom Bike really is, a window in the beautiful world of custom. The frame is done, the signs of our grinder have disappeared and it's starting to look like we actually know what the hell we're doing, isn't it? But it's now time for Christian to dress this lovely bike. It will be his work to give the first impression to whoever will be looking at it.
Siamo partiti in questo progetto dando valore al proprietario della moto. Abbiamo chiesto al nostro amico Vincenzo la parte del suo carattere, cosa avrebbe desiderato, perché poi di tutto il vestito è la verniciatura. Lui ci ha espresso un desiderio, quello di avere una moto dark. Da lì l'idea di sfruttare il nero e per creare movimento il contrasto tra lucido e opaco, un look veramente accattivante, un po' alla Mad Max.
The tailpiece gets painted too. The speed triple riding shines on what just a few weeks ago was nothing more than a flat piece of sheet metal.
Ci siamo quasi, manca veramente poco, un paio di spruzzate e via. Adesso rimane la parte più figa, che è quella di levare tutte le maschere e esce fuori il volto del progetto. Contrasti neri, lucidi e opachi, disegno la linea della moto, valorizzo il serbatoio. In questa moto non è come Harley, che il modello della moto viene rappresentata con dei simboli, fiamme, teschi e via dicendo. Questa è una moto un po' sportiva, quindi il concetto è quello di valorizzare la linea proprio della moto, sfruttando i contrasti tra le grafiche orizzontali e verticali, così dà il carattere agli spigoli e le curve.
This is turning out to be magnificent. The gloss versus matte designs are bringing to life a very high-class design. I cannot tell you how proud I am to see how impressive this looks after all the work that went into this project. But we ain't done yet. Tomorrow we have to unveil this to the owner and we just can't relax yet. Let's get to the assembly right away. We have replaced the original instrument cluster with the Daytona Arsura instrument. Small and all-inclusive, will take care of all gouges and signals. I might do an episode on the subject since I had to figure out and study the whole electrical system to install it. I found close to nothing on the web and it would be a pity to lose the knowledge I have acquired. To conclude the front assembly, we install what we affectionately called the nail.
Allora, l'idea è quella di togliere completamente il muso e renderlo più schiacciato possibile. Da qui prendiamo un bel faretto schiacciato a LED, molto moderno. Forse un'idea mi è venuta. Prendiamo intanto mezza bottiglia di Coca-Cola, da lì partiamo come stampo con la vetroresina.
A super flat headlight meets a fairing that Christian created using a 2 liters bottle of Coca-Cola. The beauty of ingenuity. And finally, I get to take off the protective plastic from the instrument cluster, one step closer to the end. But this is where we stop for now. If you got to this point, I'm pretty darn sure that you will enjoy part 2 even more, where we'll actually see what happens with the seat, since I was pretty sure that my temporary model couldn't be any clearer. Anyway, we'll see what happens in part 2. Also, if you're still watching, I'm pretty sure that you liked this episode, so please don't forget to click the like button and share the episode on your social network. And if you feel particularly generous today, please visit our website www.romacustomBike.com, where you can find our t-shirt and some more accessories that we have been producing. So, this is it from now. I'm Custom Chess for Roma Custom Bike, and I'll see you in part 2 of this final episode.